Hello friends and welcome back for episode 19 of our Terraria 1.2 Let's Play. We are here in the cavern that we left off at. There was actually a little cache of gold down here that I thought was pretty cool, so I thought I would mine through that. And we are still going to continue doing what we're doing here. I found a little bit more in the ruby department, so we might as well go through that. As far as where we are in the scope of things, in case you forgot, home is over here. We are exploring the bottom of a particularly deep tree trunk, and I forgot there was actually this situation going on right here, which we should be able to mine through. So maybe that's a place we can go visit later, because it looks like it's going to lead deep, deep within the earth. And see, well, do we call it earth, right? Like it's, I know it's earth like ground, but is saying it's earth contingent upon it being on the planet Earth? That's the question I don't know the answer to. I'm sure one of you out there who is much more well-versed in this could maybe tell me the answer. So anyway, hopefully you guys have been well. We're going to do a little bit more putzing around in this episode. Hopefully nobody's too upset about that. I will probably try to move things on progression-wise pretty soon. I was hoping we would run across something particularly compelling in one of these cavern systems, but it is somewhat unpredictable. That's why I try to roll with the punches in this series. You know, I never know where things are going to take us, so I don't want to stagnate in one way or the other, whether that be hanging out too much in this particularly muddy zone, or whether that be hanging out too much in the corruption area. All of that stuff I want to make sure stays interesting, jungle included. But I know, progression-wise, probably the jungle is the most useful place for me to be, at least at this point. And I should be probably looking for ways to get an upgrade to something of mine, whether that be my armor, my weapons, my accessories, and, you know, I guess right now we're sort of riding in stasis a little bit. We're not in total stasis, but we're in partial stasis, you know? We're working on it. So, let's get a little bit more light on here. I keep finding more little cave systems that are just wanting to pull me down a little bit further. You know, there is an extent to which I will probably stop digging down if we don't find anything useful, but, you know, well, we keep getting fed these little bursts of excitement. Might as well go with it. And what's going on down here? Looks like some tungsten, some clay, and that's about it. Oh, and, oh, okay, actually, there is something here. There's one of those wooden little platform worlds down there. I'm not sure what you call it. There's like a house kind of built partially into the ground. Seems like a cool thing to be. I mean, why would you dig down this deep with no evidence and then build a little house with a chandelier? I don't know. Maybe it's like one of the dudes from Myst. You know, leaving all the red and the blue pages all over the place, and then he goes and digs himself a tunnel into the ground. He's just a crazy guy like that. He doesn't know what he's doing. Or you go off to a different realm entirely. This is a weird game. Surprised nobody's, like, remade the original Myst with, like, a completely new rendering engine. I mean, I know they made real Myst, and I actually have that, but I was not entirely satisfied with it. I think it could use a little bit more work, and especially if they made it, like, now, with all the proper, you know, DirectX, whatever we're up to, what, 11 now? That could be pretty exciting. I see a pile of amethyst here, so that's good. It looks like we're finding quite a few gemstones. Not sure quite how useful these are going to be in the scheme of things, but I like having them nonetheless, just because, well, I like having jewelry, or I like having jewels. It makes it so I can Scrooge McDuck sometimes and, you know, make a pile of treasure. Can you make, like, a pirate's booty loot area? Like, that seems exciting to me. Like, if you're building a custom dungeon, because I know that was a thing, right, for a little while, that the modding community in Terraria, they were kind of big on building, like, custom scenarios come into your stereo. Why risk it? I mean, yeah, anyway. People were into making these little special one-off type worlds that you could go and discover things within, and having a proper treasure chest at the end waiting for you could be kind of more exciting, especially since you've got all the stuff that usually goes into the making of one, right? Here we go, so we've made our way in. And we might as well grab that chandelier, right? Let's take that. And it's a platinum one. Oh, man, that means maybe I can break it down. Break it down. Can I take this picture off the wall? Oh, I can. What did I get here? Regeneration potion, lead bar, bombs, and a lucky cloud in a bottle allows the holder to double jump. I think I've been looking for one of those for quite a while. So let's loot all. And I guess we'll use that later, but it's a pretty neat thing to find. I can't really combine bombs with anything, so we'll just break down this chest and move on. Didn't actually mean to take that planked wall, but I guess we'll roll with it. Where is this going to go? So there's a little bit more cave down below to go discover. Cave Bat wants to get in my way. Cave Bat does not stand a chance. He doesn't know quite how feeble he is, or what he's up against. I wonder which would win in a fight, Cave Bat or Zubat. I mean, they both have their preferred locale, but I think, I don't know, probably Cave is a little bit more battle-hardened. The zoo animals, they kind of get a little bit tired. You know, and can you really blame them? It's like being in animal jail for no reason. I mean, you think about these tigers, they're like, man, I'm out in the savannah, I'm like a badass tiger, I'm gonna like go kill an antelope or something. And some dude's like, hey, actually, you're sorry, I know you wanted to be a badass tiger, but now you're actually just gonna like live in a little fake, you know, enclosure. And we're just gonna give you like pre-killed stuff. I mean, that's cool for a while, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy that at first. And then you'll realize like all of your feral instincts, they've been put to waste. So like, I mean, I'm sure they go through all these like, you know, anxiety crises, existential dilemmas about like what they're gonna do with themselves in this world, and they just get to live. I mean, it's less dangerous, they get well taken care of, I'm sure, but it's probably not the same for an animal in the zoo. I don't know. I've never been an animal in the zoo, but I imagine it's probably less than ideal for them. But I don't know, most of the time when I go to the zoo, they seem happy enough. I mean, I guess I don't really know how to measure an animal's happy level just from how they react to people looking at them through an enclosure. I mean, it's kind of a necessary thing in some ways to have zoos. I mean, it sort of aids in, you know, young people seeing animals they may never have seen or maybe never would see in a natural habitat, and that's cool, but, you know, at what price? At what price? Anyway, I didn't mean to get super deep on you. What did we find here? Land. We've found land. And we found lucky shoe spikes. That's another thing I was looking for before, right? Wasn't that the other item that I had picked up? And 2 more gold, and some more torches, and Jester's arrows. So it looks like we've got a bunch of things to loot all, and I am now out of space again. I guess I'm going to have to go ahead and keep filling up my piggy bank, which is actually, I think, completely full now, because I never actually cleaned it out from the last time I did that. But let's give it a shot anyway. This process is a little bit tedious of dropping the piggy bank each time. We'll see if there's maybe at least some stuff I can stack in here. There's very likely to be something. Or maybe I can just chuck some stuff too. Because, like, do we really need 270 mud blocks at this point? Or, like, 1 vile mushroom or 2 regular mushrooms? You know, I get the point. Regular arrows, you know, they're nice. I could use them, but at the same time, I could easily get more. So, since we're in this position, might as well use what we can. And clean out some space. Lesser healing potions again. I will try and avoid making that same mistake I made last time. So violent climbing claws, and we can put those coupled with the shoe spikes, which I guess I left in the chest. Right, there they are. Oh, I can't just move things straight from one to the other. I knew that. Right? I don't think I can, no. So let's combine some more things. There's 13 cobwebs in my inventory. That's probably not necessary. Platforms, put those up there. Mud blocks, don't need those. Clay blocks, don't need those. Wood arrows, don't need those. And quickly, this is becoming, Nick goes through his inventory again. We'll quick stack again and just see what happens with that. We've got 12 gold, so we can actually go ahead and make some progress with respect to buying that item that we needed before. I'm gonna put all these special accessories together for just a moment. Featherfall potion, slows falling speed, that seems nice to have. And then we'll go ahead and pick up another one of these. Oh, wrong item. Yeah, definitely next episode gonna have to go ahead and handle some of this inventory stuff that I've been putting off. Let's get rid of the planked wall, whatever, don't need it. More amethyst. Alright, that's probably good enough. Oh, and this chandelier I don't really need. Well, I don't really need much of any of this stuff. We've got a bunch of pictures in my inventory at this point. Let's just chuck these 3 grenades, and that's gonna pretty much do it. I guess we will move on. Let's grab our piggy bank again. And our 2 wooden platforms, so we have left no trace that we were ever here. We'll continue to dig down into the bowels of the earth, or the landscape, I suppose. And, you know, the default position is to call this the earth. It's not the most earth-like in a lot of respects. I'm pretty sure, I mean, yes, when you dig far enough down, you are going to find yourself resulting in digging into some sort of a molten lava core, you know, creamy, gooey center, but it's not exactly filled with, like, walls of putrid flesh. which are going to come after you. And there's not necessarily dungeons cropping up next to the beach all the time, hopefully anyway. I mean, if you find yourself in that position, then, you know, get out of there. It's not safe. Don't hang out by dungeons. I mean, unless you're into that, in which case, do whatever you're going to do. I just mean if you're your average Joe or Josephine, and you find yourself in a position where next to your beach, you know, people are chilling, everything's cool, and then there's just like this creepy dungeon full of screaming and agony, and like a skeleton old man creepy guys, like the arbiter of who gets in and who dies and who lives. Like, you've found your way to like the Rogue Legacy castle. Just, you know, get out while you still can. It's not worth it. I mean, unless you're maybe like Finn from Adventure Time, in which case I'm pretty sure he embraces that exact type of thing. And if that's the case, then yeah, go have a blast. Just as long as your dog friend doesn't get too bored that you're hanging out in the dungeon train for too long. Because, you know, you gotta worry about your friend a little bit, you know? As much as loot can be compelling, and sometimes you find yourself mourning a particularly tumultuous relationship, you gotta keep things in perspective, and, you know, your friends sometimes, sometimes your friends are just gonna outlast a relationship. It's a cold, hard fact. It's unfortunate. In an ideal world, that shouldn't be the way things are, but, you know, people can be cruel sometimes. And there are misunderstandings and reconciliations that get missed. So, you know, bottom line, don't make your dog friend wait too long. I think that's what we're all trying to get after. Anyway, so where are we on the map now? We're continuing to dig down. We're about to be the deepest we've ever been. Well, in a little while we are. Not quite there yet. Hopefully we'll run into another cavern. It looks like we might actually be doing that. And I will toss some light. Nope, okay, I guess it's not really quite a cavern, just another little rest stop on the way down. But still, digging through this mud is a lot faster than digging through the stone. Well, moderately faster, maybe not a lot faster. If you can notice in the background tile, though, things are changing from dirt to more of a rock background, a little bit more mysterious and creepy or spooky or what have you. So, as of the time of this recording, it is almost Halloween. I guess that's something worth mentioning. You probably noticed already due to all the pumpkins I've been picking up for the last few episodes. I haven't really made any kind of statement about it, though. Seems like everybody's pretty into Halloween every year. I mean, this year it seems like the largest amount of recognition that Halloween seems to be getting is just Twitter. Like, everybody's got their spooky version of their name, which is awesome. I like that we're embracing this as a little community to some extent, even if that embracing is sort of in an ironic sort of way or satirical sort of way. There's some sort of a heart statue there, which I'm kind of interested in. And we've got a teal mushroom. I like where this is going. What do we have going on down here? There's an arrow trap that's a little bit scary, something that I wasn't expecting to run into. Seems like a lot of people that I run into, they seem to say that Halloween's one of their favorite holidays. I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, especially because it's not really, you know, a thing that's that important in the scheme of things. Not that really, I guess, any holiday is all that important. It's just sort of the significance we put on it, which will determine what it means to us. I mean, in a Magic episode that we did on my channel a little while ago, we pretty much talked about how cool Thanksgiving is exclusively because of the food for the last, I don't know, that was the majority of an hour. Wow, that thing will fire at me continuously. I didn't realize that. I thought it was a one-shot deal, so I guess I should go ahead and mine out this arrow trap before it hits me a third time. Or dart trap, I guess it is. Alright, we've got a heart statue. Let's toss one of these. And there's an astronaut skeleton who's going to have to definitely die. I guess, again, because astronaut skeletons is straight out of Doctor Who, right? The communication is remembered after death, and they just repeat it over and over again, because mostly it's a really creepy thing to do. Oh, what's going on in here? There's probably just moss, but that background is pretty compelling. I haven't really seen purple stone before, I don't think. Kind of like it. Maybe I should grab some of this for my inventory. I don't know why, necessarily if it's worth fighting this guy, but then again, kind of easy at this point. Oh, it's the mother slime splits off into multiple baby slimes. Thankfully, we've got lots of MP to fight them with. And hopefully the sound of this spell casting is not incredibly annoying. I've been trying to turn the volume of the game down a little bit because I noticed it was kind of loud in one of the prior episodes. And on we go. So, anyway, Halloween was the thing I was going to talk about. Halloween's not really too much of a factor where I live. I mean, I know it's sort of like a suburban community thing most of the time. You know, everybody has the kids come by and they, you know, give them candy when they come to the door. And I live sort of on a mountain. There aren't really any kids around. So Halloween for me, basically exactly the same as any other day, except the town I live in is filled with cars for some reason. And, well, that just happens all the time, really. Sort of a touristy location where I live. So I get a lot of cars just, like, hanging out, making it very difficult to get through to civilization again. And then you just gotta watch out for people, you know, being drunk and driving stupid. Something I think I and pretty much everyone should universally, you know, despise that kind of behavior. So, yeah. I don't know why we're gonna go into now public safety mode. Don't drink and drive, kids. Or anyone, for that matter. Honestly, it's just really dumb, and it endangers people's lives, and it's not necessary. Get somebody to drive you. Or just don't drive, or, you know, get a taxi. Whatever. Anyway, that's not the point. Can I not harvest this background wall? I kind of really wanted some of it. I guess maybe I can. I tried all the tools. I guess I'll use shift. No, I can just plant stuff on it. I thought hammer... Oh, no, there we go. Hammer does it, but it's not turning into anything, is it? It's not actually dropping any items, so I guess I can't take that wall. That's unfortunate. But it's alright, too, because honestly, how many more walls and backgrounds do we really need? Probably we've reached our capacity on that. Alright, spooky skeletons. They're so scary. I think that's sort of the best thing. Oh, what is that kind of weird beetle thing? The best thing about Halloween for me at this point is just, like, how silly it is that everyone just keeps talking about how spooky things are. Like, I know none of us are really, like, spooked by anything. We just keep saying things are spooky and creepy and all of that stuff. And it's sort of like that tongue-in-cheek level of spookiness that, like, the Munsters were. Like, nothing about them is really scary. It's actually just really corny. But everyone just keeps saying it's spooky because, you know, skeletons and stuff. And I just find that really funny. And it doesn't seem like the joke is losing any of its potency at this point, which is amazing considering how long we've been saying it. Alright, what's going on down here? I see a whole lot of blinking going on. Hey, blinking. Just dig through a little bit of the ceiling architecture and maybe make our way down. Okay, that's in our way. There we go. What's going on over here? We get some blink root. Still making pretty good on how many torches I have. Not too worried about running out of materials. Really, the only resource that I'm worried about running out of at this point is inventory space. But that can always be corrected with a little bit of work. Ton of tin. Don't really want it. I'm just going to kind of try and change my policy on tin at this point. Maybe I was, like, feeling a little bit, you know, like I wanted to get involved in mining everything. Now, not so much. Amethyst, I'll take that. Okay, it seems we've got some fish on the left, and I can use that to just get a quick look. Oh, what's that? I think we have some topaz or something up here, and then a little bit of lead in the wall, perhaps. Let's get a light. Yeah, topaz. So, something that's been going on outside of the usual stuff is I've been having some trouble streaming on Twitch, which has been pretty frustrating. I don't know what the issue is, whether it's them or me. It's pretty likely that it's me because my internet's terrible, but also I've noticed, like, when I've been trying to stream with Ryan, Northern Lion, it's been kind of bad for him, too, on occasion. So, I don't know. I'm not really sure how to fix that either, and it's really bad because I need to stream, like, as part of my way to exist in the world, and if my crappy Time Warner cable that I've talked about in prior episodes wants to not let me upload things at all, or if they're like sort of enforcing some sort of artificial bandwidth cap that they're not going to tell me I have, that could be pretty dangerous for me, because I can't exactly wait another month or something to make streaming be okay all of a sudden. And even if it is, like, who's to know if it just will become not okay again very quickly, because I upload tons and tons and tons. And it takes forever, and it's not pleasant, so, yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. I'm kind of hoping that's going to right itself somehow. I can't even really test how, like, my upload is doing at any given moment, because, well, then I would be going live, and then people are going to be like, hey, it's time to stream, and then I'm just going to be disconnecting every 5 seconds, which is really unpleasant for everyone. Not sure where the end of this story is, other than I'm just sort of saying that, like, as you're maybe generally aware now, that streaming has become a little bit of a problem for me, and it's really unfortunate, and it's really frustrating, because I love streaming. It's really fun, and I like interacting with you guys, and I like talking one-on-one, having moments to actually, you know, just say stuff, and not have to think so much about you know, the repercussions. It's not that I pre-plan or script my episodes when it comes to my YouTube content, but, you know, it's a little bit more casual and freeform when it comes to streaming for the most part. Although I never really want to quite go, or maybe occasionally, but not frequently want to go as far as to just do, like, the drunk streams all the time. Those are fun sometimes, but I don't want to make a super big habit out of them. This feels like a place where a crystal would live. Is that something that you guys feel as well? Maybe this could be it. I'm just gonna make sure I check all of the recesses of these little cavernous moments, just in case there's something hanging out down here that may be a little bit secretive. Oh, random. Oh my god, that boulder almost killed me. Holy garbage, I didn't see that coming at all. I didn't even realize those things could do damage like that. Jeez, talk about a blast. That was wild. Let's kill this dude and then we'll just grab some of this gold out of the ceiling. I don't even need gold at this point, but I'll grab it anyway. So since we're now shifting on to completely unrelated topics, I suppose I should also mention another thing that I've been trying out recently, which is, since I've gotten my new computer set up, one of the things that's allowing me to do is I was able to run an HDMI cable around my room, so I can actually have my TV hooked up as a pseudo third monitor. And I don't mean for that to sound like I'm now going to be using it as like a streaming monitor or something like that, because that's not practical since it's behind and to the side of me. But it does mean that I can try and use Steam's Big Picture mode, which is kind of a cool thing. If you're not familiar, it's sort of like an interface if you want to maybe think of something along the lines of maybe the Xbox Live interface or the Xbox 360's interface in general. And it allows you to basically use a controller for the most part to control your games on Steam, which is, it's a really cool thing because, you know, having a, you know, whatever my TV is, like 42-inch TV situation with like HD 1080p video games playing on it, something that even my 360 or PS3 can't claim to do. And even honestly, if I had a PS4 or an Xbox One, which I'm not going to have for a long time most likely, even if I had one of those, I believe all of those are still going to be streaming things in, or playing things in 1080, or I'm sorry, 720p, at least for a while, which is a little shocking considering basically we're not really making any great resolution progress then from one generation to the next. A little bit sad in that respect, but oh my god, the freaking boulder again. Anyway, it's a cool thing. I think the HD big picture thing is it's gonna be a big deal. There's another one in the ceiling. What is going on with all these traps? But right now, I think it's still in beta, and it's kind of got some issues. If any of you guys have ever used it, there's a thing where basically to use it, you have to make sure that the games are being played on your primary display, as is mostly going to be the case for pretty much everyone, I think. Anyway, the main display is going to be the you know, your standard computer monitor, and then your TV or whatever you want to run the games on is not going to be your primary display most of the time. So in order to actually play the games, either you or Steam has to switch the primary display over for you to your other monitor. Now that's not really a big deal because they actually, you know, saw fit to include an option to have it transfer your primary monitor over to your whatever one of selection you want out of a drop-down menu, and that's terrific. I like that a whole bunch. The only thing is, when you undo that and you go back to your actual desktop, it like messes up the order of all your monitors, which kind of sucks because now, you know, if you were to have a monitor that's traditionally to the right of the one you normally use, it's going to be like off to the diagonal left or right, and it just sort of changes completely at random every single time that you quit the program. So I mean, it's in beta, so I can't be too upset by that, but still pretty big omission for now. Another issue is that it doesn't seem to be able to change the sound over for you automatically, which is extremely important because, like, right now, Jesus, spawning ice cave monsters in the caves here. Right now, when you have the primary display changeover, and maybe this is just a bug with me or something, feel free to chime in and let me know your results. It just leaves your speakers on your computer. So my TV has its own speakers. I would want the sound to come out of the TV as well as the picture. You know, it kind of makes sense. So just like there's a drop-down menu to specify what your TV or primary video source should be, there should also be one for your audio, I feel. So maybe that's something they're going to sort out eventually. They haven't done it yet. When they do, I think it'll be a much more viable thing, and I think it'll also be really quite a useful thing. But now that I've used it, it's sort of making it make a little bit more sense why they've gone such a strange direction with their controller. because you kind of need to be able to use mouse controls when you're using big picture, because you can't really expect Valve to like shoehorn in some sort of a way to use a 360 controller to control the mouse, right? That just doesn't really make any sense and is not really practical. And when you get to a game that doesn't support mouse and keyboard at all, you know, that's going to be a huge problem, right? So you look at a game like The Binding of Isaac, which I don't know if it actually natively supports controllers at all, right? I mean, you can actually use Joy-to-Key or whatever your own controller mapping software that you prefer is, but, you know, you can't really do that kind of setup stuff while you're in big picture mode, so you got to switch in and out of it, and switching the primary monitor display stuff over is, you know, it takes a few seconds, and it's not instantaneous, which is a little unfortunate as well. Like, the setup process for that is a little bit annoying. It makes all your monitors turn on and off like 5 or 6 times for me anyway. And again, keep in mind, maybe this is just me having a bad experience because it's just in beta and it's not actually that way for everyone. If that's the case, then my apologies. I'm just talking from my own personal experience. But I think it has some great potential, and I could definitely see playing a lot of games on there, and I could easily see it replacing my 360 in terms of like that style of play when I want to sit in front of a TV. You know, it's really neat to be able to have your gaming going on a big screen, but it also is kind of important that if you're going to do that, you need to have a pretty fast computer. You know, playing games in high resolution, you know, HD resolutions on a big screen, you want it to look as sharp as possible, and I mean, right now, I think even an average computer would probably look better and probably have better performance than most PS3 and 360 games, but if you do have the ability to push it, super awesome, it's just going to be even better. So, I mean, why constrain yourself with the technology of whatever the console generations dictate? Let yourself be your own boss in a way, and pick what speed you want things to move at. I think that's a great, I don't want to say innovation, because it's not an innovation. We've been PC gaming for years, and in fact, people constantly talk about the glorious PC Master Race, and I don't really subscribe to that kind of belief system, but, you know, still, I get the sentiment of it, and I think there are some great things to be said for PC gaming. I guess Silt is falling on my head, that's why I keep taking damage. Should probably stop doing that. This cave system seems to be nearly never-ending, although now I've reached a pretty awkward spot that I'm like halfway in the ground and halfway underwater. I am officially the deepest I've been, though, so this might be my official deepest cave system. I don't know. I am kind of getting tired of being down here, though, to be perfectly honest with you. And my inventory is totally full as well, so I don't know what to do about this. I guess we'll just continue digging for another few minutes here as we wrap things up on another episode. Maybe I will take your advice for the next couple of episodes. I'll either go back to the jungle for a little while and finish that out, because I really, really do want to finish that out. It's kind of frustrating me that I haven't seen the primary bulk of what's down there, and I don't think I've discovered all of the items that I'm going to need to make whatever I need to, you know, keep getting further in the game. So I'm pretty sure the jungle is like a primary progression area. It's extremely dark in here. Sorry about that. Let me shed a little bit of light on things. Okay, we found even another way to keep going down. And we've reached this little bottleneck, which is, well, mostly that bat was shoved in there, so like the finger in the proverbial dike. Now, how do I get this chest? Well, I guess I need to build a little bit of an air bubble. Oh, there's another cave system next to me. That's great news. I guess we'll continue going down. Maybe this is going to be my elevator after all. So anyway, in wrapping things up, I was talking about the whole Steam Big Picture thing. As I said, I think the ability to control it with the new controller, which, again, I'm pretty hesitant about. I'm not really sure that it looks like it's going to be a great replacement for the 360 controller, in my opinion, anyway. Got some TNT and a rash cloud in a bottle. That sounds neat. Whether or not that ends up being a good thing remains to be seen. I'm just going to ditch this flare gun because I already have one anyway. But the ability to control a mouse from it is probably going to be great, and not having to deal with switching back and forth. Because honestly, if you're doing you know, any kind of gaming from your lap with a controller, it's going to be really awkward to try and bounce back and forth with an actual keyboard or anything like that. Or just, you know, having that sitting around like that is going to not really be the easiest thing to do. What do I need to ditch here? There's so few things that I can combine. I guess I'm going to have to drop the piggy bank yet again. And I'm definitely going to have to leave here to do a little bit of cleanup work, because, man, I have so many items now. This is, I mean, part of the fun of Terraria, though, is collecting all this stuff. But, you know, I wish it was a little bit less loot grindy, you know, putting stuff together all the time. It's fun, but it kind of wears out its welcome after a while. You just want to kind of make some more progression happen, and there's all this happening at the same time. I'm just going to have to put another gold chest there anyway, right? Have anything else that I can combine? I mean, I guess I don't really need this chest. I have plenty more of those. Put one of these in here. Do I have amethyst? Yes, I do. Got another one of these. Quick stack. Okay, that helped a little bit. You get the money combined again. And we will grab the piggy bank and the 2 platforms. And we'll grab some dynamite, because actually dynamite would be a pretty useful thing to have right now. It's only 1 stick though, so I will use it right now. Let's grab this chest though first. I hope it does explode under the water. I'm pretty sure it does. Let's see where that puts us. There it goes. It's always fun watching that happen. See where the water settles to, you know? And what do we have over here? Just another jar. More glow sticks. Alright, well I could have actually used glow sticks anyway. And there was a cave. Oh, okay, it's like 1 tile away from being broken open. So, well, we're pretty much reaching about the point where I need to wrap things up. There's an anvil statue down here. I'm not sure what that really is going to do to help me or hurt me, though. Let's get an air pocket built up real fast. I know it's super dark in here. Well, we need to see a little bit to even tell if I'm breaking apart the wall. There we go. And this may be my new low point. I think it is. We will probably continue to, you know, dig down even further into this later on. But for now, I think this is probably going to be about as low as we're going to go for this one. So I don't really see there's much else to see around here. It's just sort of more caviness. I mean, I guess I could dig another second just to see if it opens up anywhere. That is sort of my test in general, like when I get to a point where it looks like there's a stopping point, just sort of dig a little bit in any direction, see if you can see something off the corner of the screen, see if there's any indication that there's more to come. I mean, there always is. You know, if you dig far enough in any direction, eventually you'll reach it, but... Oh, there's something. What is it? I think it's not much, though. Yeah, I've just already filled up that entire cave system. And now it's just gonna get... Oh, there it is. Alright, there's our next way down. Unless I get killed all of a sudden, which is entirely possible. There's some topaz. Going back to these cave systems later on with all the water everywhere can be frustrating sometimes, though. Trying to dig through everything and, like, remember what path you took. I guess it's not so bad with the map. Somebody did ask me, like, you do know you have, a mini-map, right? And yeah, I mean, I know I have it. I just don't really use it. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I don't really see the relevance of it. I pretty much know where we're going most of the time. And when I stop for, you know, directions, it's usually just for a second. I don't really feel like I want to have that much of the screen real estate taken up by something that large. Alright, well, okay. I guess there's still more to see. I thought we were going to wrap things up, but the game sometimes has a mind of its own, right? Is there more up here? I'm just checking out for in case there's crystal hearts or anything, because that's definitely a thing I don't want to miss if that's even an option. All that water, and it all drained its way all the way down. I guess that means good things for us, because there's still quite a bit of cave left to see, perhaps. Now, I think the enemies are going to start getting harder soon, right? I mean, we are fairly deep into the world. Nothing over here. See a little bit of demonite ore in the middle of the wall. I don't think it's necessarily worth digging that far, though, just for that. I'm not even necessarily going to use it for anything. And what's down? Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a bomb. I thought it was one of those darker colored slimes. It's a little bit of a cave in the wall. Is this a thing that I need to know about? Oh, it's filled with water. Okay, well, more water to the pile, I suppose. Here's a little pot in there. Might as well break it open since I got all of this out. What did that say? Vine whip? Did I really just find that randomly, like, in a pot? Isn't that kind of like a big deal to find one of those? What am I gonna eat out of my inventory here? Let's get rid of this. Well, goldfish and that, honestly. Or the arrows as well, and a little bit of dirt. I don't need any of this stuff. Oh, it's lime kelp. I thought this said vine whip. Alright, well, that's kind of a little bit less of a big deal, I suppose. Now, how much deeper is this dungeon gonna go? Well, not dungeon, but cave. Oh, it looks like it's going significantly deeper. Alright, I guess then we will wrap up another episode, and we will pick it up next time and continue going into the depths of the world. Yeah, so this is looking pretty likely to be our elevator. Oh, there's a goblin statue down there, some gold, all kinds of stuff. So we'll do that next time. So we're a little bit over time now. So thank you, everybody, for being here, as always. Thank you for your comments and for your support. I'm having still a total blast playing Terraria. And I hope you will continue to come back for more episodes in the future. So thanks again. I will see you next time. Later.